Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is a beautiful Thursday here in Ohio, and I am super excited to be streaming for you today. Playing a little bit of Road Kings. See who stops in. I know there's a couple other big streams going on right now, so do what we can. All right, those people show up. Let's just play. Have fun. Playing Road Kings 1986 Classic by Steve Ritchie. Mark Ritchie. Woo! Mark Ritchie. I honestly would love to see what Mark Ritchie has to offer the world nowadays. We haven't seen him in quite some time. I think he could do some pretty cool stuff. He's streaming tomorrow, August something or other. It's a Friday, August something or other. We will be streaming from Tilt Amusements at their summer pinball thing. I am hoping to get Steve Ritchie on the stream as well as Tim Sexton and Dennis Nordman, I think. What is the hope? It's the hope. We shall see. Got my new back glass cam holder. I'll show you that. I got two new ones for the tournament stream. Should be fun. Ah! No! Teaches you not to look away. I looked away. I have a feeling it is going to be a lonely afternoon. It really bummed me out. Nope, that was not cool. Playing angry. I'm playing angry.
Will be back, Jack. Vengeance will be ours.
I was curious what it sounds like on stream. Good. All right. I think we're sounding pretty good. How is everybody doing right now? Thanks for tuning in. You're watching a beautiful 1986 classic. It is one of the first System 11 games, designed by Mark Ritchie. You can see a lot of, you can definitely see a lot of Mark Ritchie in this pin in the crossover ramps, which he used again in Fishtails, which I enjoy. Pretty fun. So I'm hoping. So I know that tomorrow, Friday, we will be streaming from Tilt Amusements, their big summer tournament. We'll have Mark Ritchie, Tim Sexton, Dennis Nordman around, in addition to a bunch of high-level players, and we'll definitely be playing Jurassic Park and Swords of Rage. And I'm gonna basically, I believe the format for Friday is Pinball, so I'm gonna pick 4 games and we'll just follow them through the different iterations. Nope.
Vengeance will be ours.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I think, so Friday will be the tournament. Saturday evening, we'll be doing Iron Maiden again, I think. And if you're lucky, we can do Time Warp. Maybe. We'll see. Adapter is short, on the ground, too long to ignore. So I went over the game a little bit. I pretty much I go over seems like I go over the game every half an hour, but if you have any questions about the game, let me know. I'm happy to do another quick run through. It's a pretty simple game once I start paying attention to it. You know, the cool thing is it's a very you know, it's a game that you can pretty easily come back on the third ball, especially if there haven't been a lot of really good multi-balls. Once you get one multi-ball, once you have one good multi-ball, you're in a pretty good position to just keep doing them over and over and over again. Need one more letter to light our lock. A lot of points in bonus hold, and then once you get multi-ball, like everything just doubles, so it's pretty good. So once again, this is running off of a P-Rock and a small computer. I am reprogramming the rules, and as such, the P-Rock, or the not so much the P-Rock, but because I'm running it off pin main. For the original rules, it has a hard time keeping up with the kickback, so sometimes I gotta cheat a little bit and help the kickback out. It's actually beneficial when you're in multi-ball to take a couple extra seconds to get time lock. Honestly though, the biggest points are with the mega score, which I flunked out of, which is fine. I'm gonna cry about it, I mean a little bit, but mega score is in multi-ball 400,000, so it's a 400,000 jackpot that you can, if you get flowing, you can just keep looping it.
Vengeance will be ours.
It's a super simple game, but the shots are super satisfying. You've got this crisscross ramp that is supposed to alternate left and right. So there's an analog diverter, and basically every time you go left, it changes the diverter to go right. But because it's an analog one, I can, the ball, you can bump it. It can change, so there's a little bit of, I think, unintended randomness to it. Maybe intended, I don't know. And it's features like that they would include in these like filler games. Games that they were not really intending on being blockbuster games. It was a way to keep the line moving. And just simple mechanisms like that. You don't have to put a coil, you don't have to put a switch, there's no transistor that runs it, it's just automatically make it happen. So it's a pretty ingenious, simple mechanism. And I dig it. But there is an up-down ramp right here, so this right ramp pops up and it turns into a right orbit. Pretty cool. Very satisfying shot during some modes, or during multi-ball. It makes use of that. Got 2 more letters to light our other lock. Typically, you are most rewarded for collecting letters going up the center ramp because it increases your detour value, and or you can collect detour value. So right there I collected 50,000. If I had collected that during multi-ball, it would have been 100,000. But better, you know, bird in the hand. And every time I hit it, it goes up. I'm curious what it actually goes up by. I've got it all written down. It's kind of inconsistent, to be honest with you. I think it's like something crazy, you know, like 120,000. It goes up every time. Or you know what it is? I think after you collect it one time, it gives you a bonus. What are we on? 3? Yeah, we better get something cooking. Otherwise, we are in trouble. There's a lot of little delayed bonuses. The launch bonus. Yeah, you got your detour bonus, your launch bonus, time lock. There's a lot of those little things you build up and then collect. Oh, that's what I was going to show everybody. I got... Whoops! I'll get that in a minute. I forgot. There's all sorts of things tucked in there. So I work in video production, and we got I picked up a couple of these cheap magic arms that I really like. So most of the stuff I put my cameras on are C-stands, pretty heavy industrial sized stands meant for big heavy lights and things. So we got a magic arm that you clamp on with this, and then the best part about the magic arms is that I can control both ends independently and then the middle independently, so I can pretty much position in any direction I want. And then just with one screw, it all points locked down. Great. If I had any tips and secrets, it would be stay the hell away from the right outlane. It is incredibly hungry. Trying to get ready for this tournament tomorrow, so I'm constantly looking around thinking what else I need to either get or pack. I'm gonna start packing tonight. Should be fun. I'd actually check the focus on this. Not really sure I like the way it looks. Hey everybody who's just tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions about the stream, about pinball, about this game, anything like that. We are playing 1986's beautiful Road Kings designed by Mark Ritchie. Running off a P-Rock board and a small micro PC.
Vandy will be devoured.
See if we can get a real game going. I've said it before, but yeah, I mean, basically other than staying away from that right outlane, you definitely and don't let drains happen. You want to You want to get multi-ball going, basically. Once you get multi-ball going, you're in really good shape. Because even when you're in multi-ball, you can work towards lighting your locks for the subsequent multi-ball. So if you fall out after collecting a couple jackpots, I like it because the rules are pretty simple, but in general, it can be kind of a rough game, depending upon how it's set up. Suggest you can hit the Road King targets directly, but I particularly suggested getting your letters through center ramp. You're building up your detour value as well as lighting your locks. Ah! Not doing well. I find that whole bonus is also pretty important. Can result in 500,000 points or so. It's a goodie. It's simple but satisfying, I call it. Ah! All right. Fear not. I've had plenty of comebacks. The best part about it is, if you're on ball 3, now obviously this is either, you got to be able to play extra balls for this to really work. But during your first multi-ball, or actually during any multi-ball before you collect it, you have an opportunity to collect an extra ball on your during multi-ball, and then you also have an opportunity to collect an extra ball through collecting, I think, 3 sets of Road King letters. If you can get it all locked in, you can get an extra ball and turn this back into a 3-ball game.
Fight the Road King.
I used to really really focus on trying to build up the time lock value through pops and targets. But then I started thinking about how the mega score, which is the stage number 2 after I get the time lock, mega score is very often twice as much. Not to fear. About halfway back to our multi-ball. Half of it is keeping it out of that outlane.
Vengeance will be ours.
How's everybody doing today? Getting ready for the weekend? Got a busy one. We are, I'll be streaming a tournament tomorrow, I think starting at maybe 5. Going till pretty late. Got a couple pin celebs that are going to be coming on. And streaming Iron Maiden probably Saturday. I probably will start switching Iron Maiden. And then maybe a little bit of Time Warp, which is another pretty simple game I really like. Banana Flippers. Fun stuff. Playing with the glass off. Okay, actually, I have been playing with the glass off of this game for quite some time because it's my P-Rock project. And sometimes the game does not like me. Last second bonus hold. I've got a couple ideas for how I want to expand the rule set. The biggest thing is just making it more dynamic. I really like it, but again, it's very heavy on lighting multi-ball, getting multi-ball, staying in multi-ball, getting jackpots. There's no modes, there's no like hurry ups, there's very little other than the whole bonus hurry up, which you can pretty much only get once per ball. Now if we're solid, we'll get an extra ball and then we can start looping 400k jackpots. Biggest problem I have is that, like I said, that outline. You know, you're in multi-ball, you basically gotta get one ball trapped up and then you can start looping jackpots. Otherwise, back to the grind. I'm gonna darken it down a little bit. Looking pretty good. See, at this point, it's weird because that bonus hold hurry up lights. There's absolutely no reason to go for it at this point. Same thing with the multi-ball extra ball, which I think is probably a bigger annoyance because again, you score coming back right down. You score time lock, and then your jackpot is taken up by this extra ball that you can't collect. You hit it, you get nothing. So that's one thing. So yeah, I'm going through cleaning up all the some of the rules. See, this is solid. We're at we're almost at full bonus. Well, we should be at full bonus at the end of this ball if we survive. Nope.
We'll be back. Vengeance will be bound.
Uses a lot of the same sound effects as High Speed, I find. By the way, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I know that Jack is streaming right now, and that tends to attract quite a few viewers. So As they say on what, Southwest, it's like, we realize you have a choice in streamers. And we want to thank you for choosing us. Nope. Well, this is embarrassing. I got the loser extra ball. So probably one of the biggest reasons why this outlane is super dangerous is the sling is a solid inch or so higher than the rail. So it hits the sling. It comes off of here, bounces, hits the sling, gone. There's nothing to hit it against. Unless you can get it all the way back over here, but then even if you can, maybe it's higher level play than I'm capable of doing, but I've seen, I know this was played at Indus, and one of the state championships, I think the one that was held at Fun Amusement in Dallas, and it seemed like a lot of people had that same problem, so. The biggest danger is when you get a weak orbit and it comes down here and if it doesn't hit this hard, you're in trouble. Or if you get some of that side-to-side action, it's a bunch of no good.
Vengeance will be devoured.
All right, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm just gonna play. Happy to chat. I like chatting. I like people saying hi. Most importantly, I appreciate you tuning in. Nope. Little shake and shimmy there. One interesting thing is because, and I'm not really sure, I'd love to talk to Mark Ritchie about this. Maybe Steve knows about it. But the ramp, one goes to the in lane, the other one goes to the out lane, and it always activates the kickback when it goes through the out lane, which is fine. So it's typically not going to drain unless you're like me, and sometimes the kickback misfires. But because of that, it comes out and you tend to be able to pick off a lot of these lower, KGS targets. Nope. What? Only one letter away. Good, got it. Scoops tend to be easier to backhanded. Sometimes tough to get it cradled up safely. We'll get there. Have patience. There we go. Nope. Here. Do something silly. Yeah, I find that whole bonus is more important than your jack bonus, more important than even your time lock. Way more points. And then you drain. All right, low and slow. Make it happen. Oh, mark that. Couldn't find the markers. Whoops. Sometimes, unfortunately, even if you manage to get around for the extra ball, sometimes that shot doesn't register, going really slow. Same thing with the mega score. I feel like we missed out on probably 2 million there. Pretty significant.
We'll be back, Jack. Vengeance will
All right, 3 million, let's say 3 million or bust. Gotta clean this place up. We got towels hanging all over the place. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Let's play 2-player. Let's see what happens. It's all the same strategy. There really isn't much other strategy. But I like it because it's, I don't know, it's a fun layout. Because the layout changes, you know, you got your center, you can't see it here, but there's a drop target that kind of like in No Fear or Johnny Mnemonic or Shadow maybe. Got a drop target that blocks another shot. In this case, it's to the center ramp.
Fight the Road King. Attack.
Damn it! There we go. That feels right. You can build up your bonus pretty quick if it stays up in the pops. You can keep up with it. I am not having it on that game. Let's check our focus. I'd say that looks pretty good. like doing that. I can take a quick pause. Great way to pause the game. I'd say, yeah, probably the thing I love about this game, other than the art and the theme and whatnot, just the shots feel really good. The other reason why you don't, in addition to the fact you're not building up any of your other points, is when you hit it into the right ramp rather than the center ramp, you know, 100% of the time the ball ends up going out of control, where on the center ramp it's 50-50, and even that 50% where it goes out of control is not always nearly out of control as that right ramp. You ever have that feeling sometimes where you're like, world upside down, or is it just me? Looking at the score, for a minute, it looked like everything was upside down.
Will be devoured.
All right, let's see what we can do. Thanks again. It looks like the chat is kind of changing a little bit here, so thanks again, everybody, for dropping in. I appreciate it. We know that you have other choices in pinball streamers, but how many pinball streamers cheat quite as thoroughly as I do? So thank you for choosing us. I deserve that. I deserve that. I did not deserve that. That is for goddamn sure. Like I'm flailing around. That's going down. That's going down. All right. Just getting this table to treat me like slightly fair for a really long time. I was having a really hard time getting that scoop to kick out anywhere but straight down the middle. I'm okay with, you know, having to know like, oh, you gotta hold your flipper up to catch it or whatever, but like, literally there was like nothing I could do to stop it. God. Yeah, in my new rule set, I'm absolutely writing something different about this stupid.
We'll be back, Jack.
That's the only thing I hate about this game. This outlane.
Vengeance will be ours.
It's not helped by the fact that I had to prop up the one leg with 2 pieces of wood, so it's not easy to nudge with this. I am not happy.
We'll be back, Jack.
When pinball gets unfun. That's when you burn it down! Honestly, I find that whenever I'm really playing bad, it's because I'm not. I tend to be a better stop and shooter than a shoot on the fly. It's the reason why when I play Flight of Icarus, I am terrible at it because like you have to play on the fly. If I just slow down, I feel like I can make my shots a little bit better, which is not always possible. This is a good instance. This is where I'm like trying to drain myself because I know trying to make that shot from this flipper is 100 times harder than just backhanding it. Post pass over, backhand it, you'll be done. Getting a whole bonus every ball is essential, I feel, to a good score. Typically, I mean, depends upon how you're playing, it can result in, nope, eat that kickback. It goes flying too fast. Typically, it can result in an extra, up to 2 million a game. And when, 2 million isn't a bad score,
Vengeance will be ours.
boom! My drop, I can, or it's my, mine, I can often drop it if I want. Super wobbly. Whoops! I fucked something up. All right, ready for a serious game. How many times have I said that? 18?
We'll be back, Jack.
I do. Whoa. Part of the problem, I'm in the middle of moving out of my studio. And I've got stuff all over the place. But it's hard to move. Got the game room cleaned up. Got nice little setup in my studio at work, and then we decided to move studios, which is fun. Now I can play a little bit more. Because nobody's coming to my house. Hey, Crow, how's it going? Good to see ya. Thanks for dropping in. Tomorrow we're going to be mixing up a little with a tournament tomorrow night and do some more Iron Maiden probably Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. So I like this game, but to be honest, it is damn hard to keep my attention for 3 hours, so. Cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm hoping. So I know that Tim Sexton and Steve Ritchie and Dennis Nordman are all going to be coming. I don't know when. I don't know if they're. It's a 2-day event, so I don't know if they're coming until Saturday or not. So, fingers crossed. We'll see. Rope them in. Get the inside scoop.
Vengeance will be ours.
So I was saying before, I've got my Iron Maiden at my studio and I'm cleaning it out. So I got my game room to a point where I was like, oh, I feel pretty good. It's not too crowded. I've got 2 games here. Yeah, Steve Ritchie seems like a really nice dude. But anyways, yeah, so now I'm going to have to find a place to put Iron Maiden, which, you know, woe is me, right? Have to throw some stuff out, I think. Out goes the furniture. No, there's nowhere to sit here. Yeah, there's a couple questions I have about Road Kings. I'm gonna ask him. You know, I know his brother designed it, but he might know a little bit of what was going on at the time. Wow.
Fight the Road King.
Ha. Yeah. Those whenever you're like, yeah, you're like, oh, I was at a convention and I just stayed up, 14 hours. Can't remember anything. God damn it. For those just tuning in, I've got this is my P-Rock project, so part of the reason why I don't keep the glass on it.
Vengeance will be ours.
It's a wonderful layout. I'd like more to do than go for multi-ball over and over and over again. I find that for me, more than art, more than the layout, like rules are what really like get me. I can play an okay layout if the rules are really good. It's like stuff to do. In part because I think if I'm having a hard time making a shot, I don't want to have to make it over and over and over again. I want to be able to like stop and do it. I put an extra screw in. I noticed that the one screw had fallen out. So I put another screw in here, and the ramp actually seems to be stalling out more often. Maybe it's too tight. kind of bullshit I'm talking about.
We'll be back, Jack. Vengeance will be
Let's play for another half an hour, maybe.
vengeance will be ours.
Hey everybody, I'm just noticing a couple other people tuning in. Like to let me know if you have any questions about this game. The only real unique thing about this game is it is running off of P-Rock and with the original ROMs running through PinMain. As I am working on expanding the rule set. And you'll notice every now and again the kickback will be slow. And I may or may not grab the ball when it's, yeah, like right there. See? It happened, you know, if it happened every now and again, I might let it happen, but it happens so often, it's really annoying. See? To be honest, it's only super annoying because this ramp actually into that lane. All right, I've got about 15 more minutes in. I've been playing this game for about a week. It is. I am ready for something new.
Vengeance will be ours. Vengeance will be ours.
There's a reason why this is called the Amateur Hour Arcade. .99% of the time, I am pretty amateur. Whoa, I've never seen that one before. What? Through it.
Vengeance will be ours.
Just knocking things over. See that? why that makes me so angry. 10 minutes. Gotta get 3 million. 10 minutes. Gotta do it. Life's on the line. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, it is a mix between, I'd say, F14 and high speed. So it's the System 11. It was like the first System 11. So I think high speed, Lizard, Grand Lizard, and this one. Whereas F14, I think, is an 11B. So technically, F14 sounds a lot like this. But, yeah. I mean, when I start delving down to the rules, a lot of the rules are, the way that they're programmed are very similar to F14. By the way, thanks for tuning in.
Vengeance will be ours.
Deep cleansing breaths. Don't let the apocalypse get you down. I've been watching American Horror Story Apocalypse lately. I really enjoy that series. you know, the reality is, for as frustrating as these simple games can be, they wouldn't be fun unless they were hard. Unless they had little BS things like that. I don't know what to, when it gets there, I don't know what to do. There's nothing to hit it on. It's metal, and the outlane rail is a good inch or so lower.
Fight the Road King. Attack. We'll be back, Jack.
All right, last game.
Vengeance will be ours.
Something stops being fun, and you stop doing it. Right? Wrong, but still. Ah. I'm gonna do a compilation of all the right outlane drains. It's gonna be like, oh, yeah, most of them. Either right outlane drains or the kickback misfiring. Like, yeah, that game was not fair. I only play fair games. Loosening the ramps help a little. God. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, no, so it's running on a computer. So this is um, so this is my P-Rock project. So it's a Road Kings, you know, but I'm actually redoing it to Red Skulls. So, I mean, it's running on a PC. Yeah. So yeah, I'm in the process of redoing the rules. So. Part of the reason why I wanted to stream this so like for such a long time, I've streamed it for about a week, was to kind of go through the rules and figure out what's really annoying me. Because I've got, you know, the basic rules are pretty easy to understand, how you, your detour bonus and your eject bonus, things like that. But there's a couple little nuances, like how you build up the progressive jackpot that I wanted to film, so I had a better idea of how it all works. So yeah, under the computer, I just have, or under the playfield, I just have this little tiny computer running Windows, and then the original ROMs are playing through Pinball. So. Pretty cool. That's the other reason why the kickback doesn't fire all the time. Like it'll just fire too slow. I had originally intended on not going back and trying to redo the rules from scratch, the original rules from scratch, but I felt like, especially because that kickback, which is like essential to this game, it just doesn't want to always fire on time in pin memes. I find it's important to go back and redo the rules from scratch, like the original rules from scratch. All right. I'm bound and determined to get one good game in. That looks better. Just in time to finish the stream, right? Gonna do it. I am just about spent. What's going on here?
Vengeance will be ours.
Yeah, I mean it literally just it's running the original software. It just emulates the display. So and then for the game I'm programming, I'm updating the interface there so it'll be a little more flashy. But yeah, it literally just, all it does is just emulate it. No, I mean, the play field, the entire game was original. I just took the original driver board and CPU out, replaced it with a P-Rock board and a computer. So, but yeah, it will be a homebrew game. Well, it'll be a kind of a reprogramming and rules expansion game when I'm done with it. But yeah, but I mean everything as of right now, everything on the playfield is original. Yeah, I mean, you can do it with any game. You basically, you need a computer, pin main, or you can do it with any, like, game up until, WPC 95 or whatever. Yeah, you just need a P-Rock board. In the instance of any System 11 games, you'll need a special driver board. And then you can just emulate the CPU. So I've actually thought about it that it's not a terrible idea for a game that you don't have a CPU for. If you have a WPC game with a working driver board, you can, but the CPU isn't working, you could replace the CPU with a computer and a P-Rock board. But to be honest, at that point, it's almost the same price. But the advantage then is if you want to, you can do your own rules, so.
Vengeance will be ours.
So it's not visual pin main, it's just the pin main. So visual pin main is like, visual pin main is where it's emulating the playfield, but pin main, all it does is it just emulates the original ROMs. So it's same kind of idea, but slightly different execution. Like I said, visual pin main is the component for that would actually emulate the table. Yeah. In a nutshell, yeah. But the software isn't visual pin main, it's just pin main. Which is slightly, like I said, slightly different, because with I think that pin main hooks into visual pin main. It works in tandem, but yeah. Pretty cool. Oh, right. Yep. Yeah, so Snux, Snux, who is doing a pretty much the same project I'm doing, but with F-14 Tomcat. He wrote the bridge basically that connects the P-Rock to Visual Pinball, and I think he also wrote a bridge to connect he also wrote a bridge, interestingly enough, where you can connect your Mission Pinball framework rules to Visual Pinball. So he has a bridge that works both ways, where you can do the custom P-Rock rules in a virtual environment, or the virtual emulation of the rules in a physical environment. Kind of neat. It's a nice thing. Hey, thank you for the follow, Uncle Toybox. I like checking out your virtual pinball streaming. Fun. I've been thinking about doing some virtual pinball here. This is like cyborg streaming, because it's the rules are emulated, but the hardware is real. So yes, yeah. There's a whole other world. There aren't a lot of people who are emulating. And honestly, that's how I got into it. I got into it because I really liked this game. I like the original rules, but I want to write new rules for it. And so Nux, who, like I said, is working on that F-14 upgrade, wrote this bridge, and I mean, honestly, I would say it's. I may, between the two of us, we might be the only ones who use it. Yeah, I agree. I don't mind visual pinball so much, especially for games I can't get, but I mean, if I can play it for real. I don't have a coding background. Well, no, I just like messing around, It's most of the stuff that happens for this goes through Python of some sort. I think the bridge, the P-Rock bridge, is C++, but then I mainly do all my programming in Python. So. That right outline. Ugh.
Vandy will be devoured.
Golly. No fun. You know what I'm gonna do?
Vandy will be devoured.
Bam. Plug in that hole. Come on, play a game. See how many times it drains out of there. Or what happened? Oh wait, now it's triggering it. Yep. I've seen pinbots. I've seen pinbots like that. They'll put screws in the outline. I think it's half that it is very prone to going out that outline and half psychological. Like I'm less likely to nudge maybe. I don't know. I do have a hard time nudging this game because the way one of the legs is a little lopsided, and every time I nudge it really hard, see that may have gone out. I don't know, but I always feel like when I'm nudging really hard on this, that the game is trying to fall over. That's one. Actually, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. That was a great idea, but I give up on it. More annoying than anything. That is the only defense I've found, is just a very heavy upward nudge. Something's not right on there. Oh well. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. If you're not already following along, hit that follow button. It's free, and it makes me feel great. You care at all about me and my sanity. We're gonna do it. Hey, if you guys hang on for a minute, I got a phone call to make. Don't want to hang on, that's fine with me. Holy bejesus. So like I said, I work in video production, and that was a client who I shot a video for about a week or two ago, and they want to do a pickup shot, and they were like, well, we can't get the same background, so can you just copy and paste the background? Can you just copy and paste it? And I said, well, we didn't set up that way. We didn't shoot it that way. We didn't shoot it up. We didn't shoot it so you can composite it. But I've seen it on television. They do it all the time. Oh yeah. They just, like, Adam. You're telling me. You can't be telling me. I see it on television all the time. The computers they have now, I'm sure it's just, what did she say? A plug-in. I'm sure it's just a plug-in. Really? Now how can you? And then I said, well, I can do it, but by the time I did it, it's just not going to be worth it. Well, you can't just copy and paste them. I was like, well, if I copy and paste them, you're going to be able to tell it's going to look terrible. And what's funny is, the original suggestion I made to her was, what do you think about me, like, can't we just rent? Yeah, can't we just rent another backdrop? Or I said, what if we just rent another backdrop and then we can do it that way and it'll be pretty close? And she, like, didn't listen to me. Didn't want to listen to me. And then later I was like, well, let me call, whatever. Oh my gosh. That literally, there was a 15-minute conversation that should have been like, no, I can't do that. Let's just rent another backdrop. Adam, just copy and paste it. Copy and paste it, Adam. And then I was like, well, if you're really dead set on doing that, like, I could put him on a green screen and then I can insert. No, I don't want green. I want gray. We want gray. Whatever. Well, anyways, I'm going to play 2 more balls, and then I have to find, at 4 o'clock, I have to find somebody who will rent me a backdrop and have it delivered at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Whatever. I can't tell you how many phone calls I get. Well, the computer technology they have nowadays, you can't, maybe we should call a real production company. Because I know that a real production company yes, I can do that. Do you want to spend $10,000 just to redo it? No, that, Adam, what, God. I had a lawyer one time call me up who, they had an accident video. Yeah, and on top of that, on, like, with websites too, and on top of all that, it's like, they'll do things like, well, after I looked at what you're asking for, this is how much it's going to be, and they're like, well, the best part is when they say, well, this is going to look, we're a big company, this is going to look really good on your reel. I got one answer to that one. There are 1,000 college kids who need a reel. I said, I don't need a reel. I have a reel. What I need food on my table. Woo! No.
We'll be back, Jack.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You came to me. I didn't come to you. I didn't ask you for work. All right, friend. Well, I wish that I could play more, but I have to solve somebody else's problems. So I will leave you with that. But here at the Boom Go Pinball stream, we believe highly in promoting a positive attitude towards mental health, something I definitely have a lot of connection to. So I'll leave you with a couple PSAs. I got some new ones, some new PSAs for you, just to remind you that if you are struggling, I am more than happy to do whatever I can to do to help. You are not alone. There are people out there that care about you and want the best for you, so don't be afraid to ask for help, and it can get better, and no matter what, until you are okay with your life, it can get better. If you notice somebody who's struggling, please, for the love of God, just be there. It's just nice to know you're not alone. It's nice to know that people believe you, that you're having a hard time. So have fun with that. Take care. I will hopefully see you guys tomorrow night. Probably about 5 or 6 Eastern, I'll start streaming the tournament at Tilt Amusements, fingers crossed, featuring Steve Ritchie, Tim Sexton, and Dennis Nordman. They're supposed to be there, so I'm going to try to rope them in. I know we're going to be playing, so it's Pinball format. We're going to be playing, for sure, Jurassic Park, and I'm definitely going to get a Swords of Rage in there, and then I'm probably going to cover 2 other games. So hopefully tune in for that, if you please. Thanks again for hanging out with me. It makes me feel good. So take care. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
You know that feeling where your thoughts scare you or make life tough? Sometimes it feels like no one else in the world has those thoughts or feelings. No one seems to know how difficult it is to deal with your feelings. And it's not easy to share your deepest secrets. You might think something is wrong with you. Or you might worry what other people think. And all of that makes your thoughts and feelings worse. Our culture has created this environment of shame. Until the 1960s, society sent people away if they had challenges managing their thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. Over time, we learned that we didn't have to be afraid. We learned how to help people get better. We became hopeful. But there are remnants of those images in our culture today, which is why some people still feel uncomfortable talking about it. The stigma has taken new forms too. With more access to more people all the time, it can seem like the world is telling us it's not okay to be anything but perfect. The truth is, everyone has thoughts or feelings that can be hard to deal with. So why do we make it so difficult on ourselves by judging others who could be going through the same challenges we are? What if, instead of seeing labels, we saw people who are struggling and could be there for them so they didn't feel so alone? What if we looked past our fear of mental health and started to talk about it in a constructive way? What if, as a society, we used empowering words and healthy images to help people feel supported? Maybe then more of us could feel comfortable telling others when we're having a hard time. Maybe more people would get the help they need. And maybe one day we won't have to talk separately about mental health and physical health, but just health. The truth is, each of us has the power to change our culture. Will you join us? Share this video with a kid, your neighbor, a friend, and help us break the stigma of mental health.